What is going on, everyone? Steve O Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And you know what, guys? I'm a game collector who is ready for shorter games to make a comeback. And I know, before you get up in arms and get your pitchforks out at me, just hear me out for a moment. Maybe some of you guys are kind of share similar opinions as me. Quick interruption of the program here. It's time to announce the winner of the Flareon V giveaway. I had said last week in my videos, if you left comments on it, you would have a chance to win this Flareon V Full Art Evolving Skies PSA 8 card. And you know what? After the comments and someone who's been a long-time supporter, early supporter of the channel, Scour DX, this is going to you. So thanks again for all the support and just always commenting on most of my videos, if not all of them. Well thought out comments too. You leave some really good stuff. So this is going out to you. So if you want to leave your X or Discord name in the comments below, just link it down or put it down there, and so we can get in touch on how to get your address to get this out to you. If you're not comfortable putting that stuff down there, I do get the notifications pretty instantly when a comment is left, so I can delete it pretty fast if you don't want that information out there. But if not, it's all cool too. So, but you are the winner, and this is going to you. Thanks again for the support and everyone who commented. And yeah, let's get back to your originally scheduled programming. Seems like we're in a time period where if you have like the longer game, the better. People just really enjoy having a longer adventure to go on, or it's more like you're getting your money's worth out of a game, so to speak. If you're dropping what seems like it's going to be $70, maybe 80 here in the future, you're dropping that kind of money on a game, you're wasting your hard-earned cash on it. You want to make sure you can get the most out of that game that you can. So you either buy it brand new and hope it's got a plenty of playtime for you to be indulged with it, or you wait till it gets on sale till you think it meets that point to where it is kind of worth your valuable time. Because guys, our time is the most valuable thing we have on this planet. So it can get wasted really easily. So you want to make sure you're doing the most with it that you can and not just wasting away too much of it. But for me, I really enjoy a good short game, these shorter games. And you might think, well, if it's too short, you're not getting your money's worth out of it. But if we take a game like Contra, for example, which, yes, at first, you probably won't get through it. You won't get through it quickly at all. But after you've had your hour with it, you do still feel satisfied because you've been running and gunning and still killing things, so you feel good. Eventually, you do get to that point where you do get good enough to actually beat the game. If you want to use the Konami code, go ahead and do that too. But still, it's still a blast to play through it. And you might think, well, back in the day when this cost $60 when it came out, which actually might have been more when it came out, and it's a 30-minute game or less to play through, like, how is that getting your money's worth? Well, it's just a game that you can replay over and over and over for years to come, even decades later, as I still play it like yearly. It's just one of those games you can plug in and play. So to me, that's something that's still getting its money worth by great margins. I don't think that comes into play sometimes when people are thinking about that. When you're buying a new game, this generation, it's even if it's a long JRPG that could be 100 hours. So you get your 100 hours of gameplay in it, but are you actually ever going to go back and replay that game again? Sometimes that's really tough with a longer game. But with a game like Contra, or any of these, for example, these are all games that have high replay value. You can go back over and over and still get up to 50 hours of gameplay in them just from replaying them all the time because they're that much fun to replay. And it's interesting because you can kind of see a pattern here of the generations that this type of stuff was happening at. It was mainly back in the day, NES, old school, Super Nintendo stuff, pretty much because games just, you had certain limitations with how long things could get. Now, you did have your RPGs and stuff that would come out on the NES and even the Super Nintendo, which really started breaking barriers with how long the hours of gameplay can be in a game. But for the most part, you had just a bunch of short games with just high replay value that was just really quality stuff. And that continued to carry on from generations before then, but after that. But we started to see it die down. And I know there was a lot of people who were angry when Call of Duty would start coming out and their campaigns would be released. And people would be up in arms because the campaigns, you can beat them in 4 hours. And then you had just the multiplayer. But I love that the campaigns were just 4 hours because to me, sometimes you just do not have all this time to dedicate to a game. So it feels good to actually finish a game and beat a game. And sometimes when it takes 70 hours to do that, it's just that rewarding feeling of actually completing the game is just so far down the road. When sometimes you can just plug and play a game like Batman the video game, sit down for about 45 minutes or an hour and get that satisfaction within that amount of time. So I don't know. It's just something about short games that I really enjoy, and it's just something you do not see anymore. Games that can have high replay value and that you can just play over and over, and they're still quality games. There might be some on the indie market that I do not know of, so you guys can let me know in the comments below. But to my knowledge, like mainstream stuff just does not have short games anymore. And we don't even need to talk. This is like mostly stuff you can beat in under 2 hours. Most of these you can beat in under an hour. But I'm talking even games that like at the 5 to 6 hour mark. It's like we're not even seeing those get released anymore. And I really do enjoy stuff like that, like the shorter Call of Duty campaigns, like a Peter Jackson's King Kong on the 360, or the original. Like a lot of shooters would be that length, and they would feel really good, and you could finish them and like, man, I finished the game, move on to the next one. It just seems like everything these days is 15 hours, 20 hours, and then you get your big JRPGs, which that's great too. Like I love to get just deep dive into a RPG. I know the Oblivion remake just came out earlier this month or last month, and I'm going to be diving back into that myself. And sometimes it's just great to just lose yourself in an RPG like that. But then other times it's just great to go into a game and just start shooting up some aliens. So I don't know. It's just interesting that we don't see him anymore, and I would just like to see him make a comeback. And you know what? Don't charge $80 for it. Make them cheaper. But it seems like for the past few years, at least ever since Call of Duty and stuff like that, anytime something with a shorter campaign releases, just people kind of get upset about it. And I think they forget how many great games we had that were actually shorter. So it's okay to have a short game, but you just got to realize like there's some replay value there. That's the trick. Can they make a game where that replay value is really high to keep you attached these days? We're in a time period where people just love their short form content, so you would think that maybe that could work, but they kind of move on to the next thing really quickly. So if they bought your shorter game and played it, would they actually come back and play it again? I guess that's the thing to think about when developing it. So just an interesting topic. It's something I'd like to see make a comeback. I don't know how you guys feel, but me, growing up in this time period and this being what I'm used to, I would just love to see it back because there's only so much time in a day. And after work, spending time with your family, and then it's that relaxed time. Sometimes it would take forever to finish a 30, 40 hour RPG. So it's kind of nice to have that short game to give you that short, sweet victory feeling in one sitting. So let me know what you guys think, or if there are any games you recommend that may have came out recently that are kind of under that 5 hour mark that you think I'd probably enjoy, because hey, I'd look into it. I'm actually playing through the Bloodstone 007 game right now, and that's on the shorter side. It's kind of in that 6 hour range, so it's something I love, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Hopefully we'll have it beaten before Doom the Dark Ages comes out. Then I'm going to jump into that. So I think there's a place for all sorts of games and all sorts of games length inside this hobby we love. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll catch you guys in the next one.